Hello. Hello. Uh. Uh. It's been so long since I spoke, and I don't really know what to say, but I haven't done a video like this for a minute or in a minute, whichever one works. I'm sure both works, but uh, yeah, yap session. I hate when I get self-aware of the thing that I'm doing, but whatever. We have to do it anyways, right? It's it's been so long, as I said, and I'm obviously talking to myself. I feel insane, but whatever. So, I hope my washing machine isn't visible, but at least people know I have clean laundry. I think I can live with that. Literally every time I say I'm gonna edit, cut stuff out, I don't anyway, so we'll see what just stays in. But I think the topic I want to talk about today is that of, how would I phrase this now? Because I've had the idea, or just I feel like the idea that's presented itself to me in a while, or repeatedly in a while, is the fact that probably not, if not most, but everything, right? But everything in the world that you can probably see. Well, and this is where it gets hard for me to talk about it, because it's obviously there are things outside of our knowledge, but most things you've seen created around you is by human hands, and they are the product of human imagination and thought manifested into some physical form, right? Someone wanted a specific type of chair, they made that chair that had that image in their mind, and they brought it forth. It's very interesting and very cool. But in terms of stories, or just written legend, or maybe myth, but in general, just stories, no matter how scary or how terrifying a story might be, or I guess that is what I want to focus on, because I guess the happy stuff isn't really that important, right? It's whatever, cool, be happy. But if someone wrote a particularly scary story, if anything, right? Or I guess more specifically, someone writing the Dracula story, chances are, I mean, you can be okay, well, vampires used to exist, blah, 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 but in the current reality we live in, they don't. And we don't know them to have existed. So some guy just created that, right? And people just added on the fear and just whatever. But how scary that is just some guy, which means that guy probably has some really, or I guess has the potential rather, for really scary thoughts, which is insane, right? I guess specifically I'm thinking about this one scene in not Freerin. Oh man, the anime about the little deaf boy. Oh, I can't remember the name, but there's this one terrifying ass scene where it's a depiction of hell, pretty much. And it's really scary, and yes, it goes along to what we may know hell to be like, but someone just made that, someone found that deep darkness within themselves, and just created that, put pen to paper and made something really scary and terrifying. That's insane. But following that train of thought, the more you go back, it's okay, how much else was just some guy, all these stories about legends and myths and ancient gods and stuff like that could just be the product of just human imagination, or just I guess in some sense manifestation. So okay, I have this thought that currently, or not currently, but the way things go is that what's an example I can give? I guess Santa Claus is just like this thing created, right? This guy created, and just it got so incorporated into just life and like the public perception, and it's just like, okay, it's going from this like fun thing to just like this community thing, then it's like this tangible real thing, and now Santa Claus is technically real because we made him, you know? And like, okay, that's kind of scary, right? Like, I can see the same thing happening with Batman, like maybe 200 years from now, right? We don't know Batman. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a comic some people made and eventually like become this whole mainstream thing. But I could really see a reality where it's just like, oh no, Batman existed, and all these stories and comics were just like quote unquote proof of that existence, right? I could, maybe my cat just better not pee on something, beat him up. Batman, man. But that is, where does it end, right? And where does it begin, more interestingly? Like, do people just need like a creative outlet so that they can do something? I forgot what I was talking about. Whoa, what's that? I don't remember what I was talking about. I forgot again. Haha. So, I have like the idea of 2 or 3 videos. I don't feel like talking for real. Sharp like an edge of a samurai sword, the meant to play cut through flesh and bone.